Okay, sounds good.
Okay, perfect. Let's get this going. Thank you, Nancy. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's yoga for a better sleep tonight. So hopefully you've had a good day, and whatever kind of day you've had, let that go. We're gonna start. We're gonna go through a more restorative type of yoga practice tonight. So we're gonna stay low, right on the mat. Come into a nice seated position. We'll do few poses in seated. We'll come down to our back, hands and knees. Some of the things we might need for tonight: a couple of blocks, a bolster if you have one. If you don't, roll up a blanket, grab a cushion, anything like that. You can also grab something for the knees if you have sensitive knees. Fold up the blanket, fold up the middle part of your mat and place your knees on there. Get nice and comfy now into your seated position. Sit up nice and tall, cross your legs, extend them forward, place a block underneath or a cushion underneath to give you that little lift in the pelvis. And we'll start to get right into our breath. Roll the shoulders back, close the eyes or soften the gaze to the tip of your nose. And let's get right into connecting with our body here. Nice deep breaths in right away. Draw that breath in to the base of your belly. Exhale. Let that go. And just taking this time on your mat, noticing how you feel this evening, your body, the muscles, your joints. Maybe even taking this moment here to think of an intention that you would like to bring into your practice. Something you'd like to work on, something you'd like to let go. It could be anything. Just take that 5, 10 seconds here to bring intention to your practice. Let's start to move into a deeper controlled breath together. We're going to take an inhale, sync up our breath together in through the nose. Long breath in, exhale, sigh it out. Let that breath go. At the end of that breath, let's inhale to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that breath go. Let's keep going. We're going to do that a few times. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that breath go. Keep going. Your inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, nice and slow, 2, and 1. Let that breath go. Last time, we're going to hold at the top just for a few seconds there. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hold that breath there just for a few seconds. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just move through a couple rounds of your breath. And so even after that breathing to yourself, how does your body feel now? Feeling that calmness in the body, A little softness, heaviness at the same time. And let's slowly start to tuck our chin in towards the chest. We're going to just do a little circling around the neck. So nice and gentle. Feel the space, your muscles around the neck. Good. Maybe you start to take it over a few rounds. Excuse me. A few rounds to the opposite direction. Pardon me. Holding in places that just need a little bit more this evening. Throughout the practice today, noticing if you need to take that little hold anywhere in the poses that we get into, adjusting yourself to make sure that you feel good. This is the little bit of movement and stretches that you are coming into to allow yourself to prepare the body for getting ready for bed. So taking that time, noticing what you really need. Don't worry, these are just cues that I go through, and whenever there's something that doesn't work, we adjust and make sure it works for your body today. And then start to come all the way back to center. Bring your head right back between the shoulders. Give your shoulders a little circling back. Take the shoulders up and roll them back. Maybe you've been seated quite a bit today. Reading at your laptop, maybe. Just give the shoulders a little opening back. Good. One more time. And then start to bring it all the way back to center. Give it a little shrug, maybe. And let's drop our head, the right ear towards that right shoulder. And just open the space into the left side of the neck. Good. You might take that right arm up and over, place the palm to the side of the head, walk a little further to the top of the ear if you like. Take that left arm out to the side, ground there, fingers grazing just the ground, or you lift that arm a little higher, stretch the fingers out. Find that little bit of a stretch. That feels good for you. Now, if you do have the arm out or to the fingers down, you option to take that left arm to the low back, open the shoulder back a bit. Sit up nice and tall. Belly button draws in, hugs in gently towards the spine. And then slowly release, come right back to center. Take a little movement anywhere that pose might have tightened up or felt a little odd in places. Just take it out for a second there, and then start to come over to the other side, ear towards that shoulder to the left, open the space. Always okay to stay right here. Take that left arm up if you're feeling like you need a little bit more, palm to the side of the head, walk a little further, and then that right arm out to the ground, maybe lift it up a little higher as you stretch a little further. Good. Now with that arm out, take it to the low back, open the shoulder back. Stay for another breath here. Good. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly let it go. Arms back down. Give your shoulders a little shrug. Take the arms right up towards the sky. Interlace the fingers. Turn the palms up. Take a little stretch side to side. Lengthening into the sides of the body. Stretch those palms. Push the palms out as you take it over to from side to side. Now let's bring the arms over to the right. Drop that right hand down. Left arm goes up and over. Press into that right hand. Open the space into the left side body. And just feel that there. Stay here for a few breaths. Maybe a gaze up, long into the sides of the neck. Now let's go over to the other side. Drop that left hand down, right arm goes up, and then slowly bring a little bit of a stretch to the side of the body. Open that right shoulder back a bit, gaze up if it's feeling okay and you need that little bit of extra stretch there. Oh, let's try that again one more time on each side. Swing the arms up and over to the right. Right back over to the left last time. Find that beautiful space into the side of the body. Open up. Make sure that we're not caving down into that right shoulder. Breathe. Open it back a bit. In through the nose. Exhale. And then gently release. Come all the way back to center. A little movement maybe. Bring your hands behind you, right to the low back. And we're just going to open up into the shoulders, right across the chest a bit there. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe. Good. If you do have a little bit more space, interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles down. A little bit more depth into this position here. Good. Right across the chest as you open up, shoulders back, heart lifts. And then release. Bring everything back to neutral. Let's take a little twist here. We're sit nice and tall. Take those arms right up towards the sky. Take a little twist to your right. Drop that left hand down to the right leg, right hand behind you. Always okay to bring that block, which you have right there, or a little a pillow, just so you can have that little lift. Sit up a little taller onto both sit bones. Open that right shoulder back a bit. Good. Let's go over to the other side. Take the arms right up towards the sky. Exhale, twist over to your left, right hand down, left arm behind you. Sit up a little taller. Open that left shoulder back if you have space. Breathe. In through the nose. Exhale. Take one more breath here. Full breath out. Good. Start to unwind the body. Come all the way back to center. Let's do a little seated cat-cow here. We're going to bring our hands around top of the legs. We're going to take the belly in for that cat pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, round. Push that back body out. Relax your head. Gentle tuck of the chin in. Inhale, rise up. Cow pose. Belly forward as you open the shoulders back. Inhale, open the back body right to the back wall. Inhale to lift and open right across the chest. Breathe. Two more. Good. One more time in through the nose as you open up the heart. Exhale to round the spine. Good job, everybody. Let's start to come all the way back to center. Extend your legs all the way to your mat there. Good. Still sitting on that block there, maybe, or your bolster, folded up cat towels to give you that lift. A little bend into the knees if you need space into your hamstrings. Flex the toes towards you, so engage that ankle. And let's take our arms all the way up, seated up nice and tall, lengthen into the sides of the body. Exhale, a little hinge right into the hips. And then once you come up and over the hips, start to relax the hands down. A little bit more heaviness into the shoulders, a little bit of rounding into the upper part of the spine as you let your head relax. Hands can come down onto blocks right at the side there. On top, as you bring your arms on top of the block there. For some of you, you might be able to grab for the sides of your feet, ankles, toes, wherever it is. Breathe, right? The space into your back body. Notice that lengthening into this low back as it opens up. So still active into your core. The belly button is still gently drawing in towards the spine. So you have that space into the low back. And then relax the rest of your body here, the arms, head, shoulders, neck. We're going to take about 4 more breaths here. Smooth it out. And take 1 more breath here. Exhale. And start to tuck your chin in towards your chest. Rise all the way up. Shoulders back over the hips. Take any other props out of the way. Draw that right knee in towards you. Cross that right foot over that left leg. Sit up nice and tall, long into the upper body. Grab for that right leg with your left hand as much as you can. Bring your right hand to the right hand behind you. Take a little twist here. Extend that left leg out. Feel the left leg ground. So flex the toes towards you. Draw the toes towards you. Engage the ankle. Take another breath here. Slow breath out. Let's start to unwind the body. Let's come back to center. Extend that right leg out. Other side, left knee draws in. Cross that foot over. Sit up nice and tall. Start to grab hold of that left leg with your right arm and open up little bit by bit. Sitting up tall, lift up and out of the hips, fingers maybe onto a block right behind you in that left hand. Oh, take another breath here. Lengthen as you inhale, exhale, maybe a little more space to twist. All right, let's start to unwind the body. Come all the way back to center. Very nice work, everybody. Let's take that left leg all the way back out, extended out. Bend into that right knee again, but this time we're going to place the left knee down. Relax the left knee down. Grab a block if it's up in the air quite a bit, hovered in the air, if you do need it for that little support. Bring that right foot to the inner lining of that left leg. Flex the left toe, sit up nice and tall. Start to bring the torso so it's facing towards that left leg. Take your arms all the way up, stretch up. Relax that right knee down. Exhale, a little hinge at the hips, long into the back body, and then hands might come down onto blocks, right down towards the leg. Breathe. Flexing the left toes, ankle is engaged, ground that left foot down. Now you might stay here with your body folding over that left leg. That right knee is opened up, giving that little space into that right hip. You might come into a little bit of side bend as well into the spine. Bring that left hand, place it onto the leg to, or the forearm if you have that space there towards the leg. Bring your left hand to the hip. Open up into the shoulder. Bring that right arm up and over. Good. This doesn't have to go very far either. So just noticing where it feels the best for you. Good. Take another breath here. Great work, everyone. Finding those nice gentle stretches tonight, holding in that space and then breathing into it. Nice slow breath, nothing crazy intense tonight. Allowing our body to relax and feel comfortable so we can get a good night's rest tonight. Good, and start to rise back up. Notice that little stretch there. Let's take it over to the other side. So same thing. This time we're going to extend that right leg out. Left knee bends, but relax it down. Place this left sole of the foot to the inner lining of that right leg. Start to just nudge that torso gently so it's facing the right leg. Flex the foot so the ankles engage, toes towards you. Ground that leg down. Take your arms all the way up. Lift. Always okay to sit up onto anything that gives you a little more lift in the pelvis to relax, especially that left knee. Exhale, hinge, and then start to find that rounding once you're up and over that hip. Good. So we want to do that so that we find that space into low back. Good. So always know that you can stay in that first pose here. Hands down, hands onto blocks, wrapped around the foot or the ankle there, the shin. Find that space there. Maybe starting to find this little bit of side bend. Leave that hand, the right hand, right forearm down onto the leg as you bring that left hand onto your hip. Take it up, maybe. Find that little bit of side stretch. And then breathe into wherever this pose is taking you. One more breath here. Full breath out. Good, and then start to rise back up on an inhale, shoulders back over the hips. Take all of that in, what you're feeling in your body. Now keep that right leg where it is. Take that left leg out, wide leg at seated position here. So you have that block maybe, you're seated on a mat maybe. Flex the feet towards you, toes towards you, ankles engaged. A little bend into the knees. Always okay to give that little space into the hamstrings. Let's bring our hands. We're gonna even if you have quite the flexibility to fold right now, bring your hands behind you, fingers back, sit up a little taller, extend right into the spine, lift up and out of your hips. Now, for some of you, you might stay here and you feel that nice stretch into the legs, the quads, right down to the shins, the calf muscles too, the ankles, and you might stay here. This feels really good. If you do have a little bit more space, and blocks are great here, you can hinge like we've been doing, hinge at the hips, and maybe you come down to stack blocks, lift up that block a little higher. You might start to slide your hands down to the legs, grab hold of them, and find that space again into the back body. Slowly start to hug that belly button in towards the spine and breathe. Doesn't matter how low you come into this position, finding that stretch that feels comfortable. Let's hold for a few, maybe 4 of your breaths here. We're finding a place where you can sustain the pose. You know you're going to feel comfortable. You're not forcing anything to happen here. You're finding that little bit of relaxation into the body, a little softening into the body as you hold this place here. So it could be anywhere, hands behind you, arms in front. And then feel the breath. Relax along the jaw. Notice if you're biting quite hard here in between your teeth. Let it go. Feel the heaviness into your shoulders. Let your head relax, soften behind your neck. Let's take one more here. And start to maybe plant your hand, maybe tuck your chin in, rise all the way back up, shoulders, open them back. Take your hands and bring them to the backs of your knees. Pick up both knees, bend into them. Start to walk your feet in towards each other. So you're closing up the hips now because they've opened up quite a bit. Take your arms around, hug it in, relax your head down towards your knees. You don't have to touch. Space into the back body. Feel that neck let go just a little bit more, bit by bit. Just giving yourself, wrapping it around, wrapping the arms around your legs, giving yourself a nice big hug. Rolled up into a ball. Now we're going to open up our hips again into butterfly pose. We're going to start to tuck our chin in, rise all the way back up. Shoulders back. Notice that sensations that may be rushing through the body right now. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Open the knees out to the sides of your mat. Good. Great to put some blocks under your legs here if you do feel you need that support, comfort right now. Sitting up nice and tall. This is an option to just stay here, relax your legs down, feel the opening into your inner thighs. You might walk your hands forward, placing your hands, arms down, grabbing for toes maybe. Some people like bring their wrists under the ankles. Feels nice to massage that out a bit. I'll let go. Just a nice sloppy fold here though, so don't worry about anything into the back body, but just still feeling the space, of course. Let the head relax, soften a little, get heavy. Breathe. And about 2, 3 more of your breaths here. Allowing everything to slow down. Big size out at any time. One more breath here. Let's start to rise back up. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Take it all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders back over the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Place your hands onto the sides of the legs. Close your knees up like a book. And let's keep this position right here. So feet are down, knees are up. Walk them out a little bit, about hip distance apart, maybe a little further than that. Let's windshield wiper our legs side to side. So let's take our hands right behind us, angle them out to a place that feels good for your wrists and your arms here. Sit back a little bit, feel that opening right across the chest, and just drop your legs over to one side, then the other. Feel that movement into the hips. We've done a lot of work into our legs right now, seated, and those deep stretches. We'll take a little movement here. Good. Do a couple more breaths here. Great job, everybody. And let's start to bring the knees right back to center. Let's come onto our hands and knees now onto towards the mat. So this is where we're going to start to take some props out that might work for you, that you need. So we are going to be on our knees for a little bit there. Grab for anything to cushion up the knees there. Anything for the a little bit into the wrist as well if you need that little bit of folded towel or blanket. And whenever you're ready, just come into your tabletop position, hands and knees. Take those shoulders right over the wrists, knees right under the hips there. Walk them back a little further, space them out a little wider if you need to. Usually cue about hip distance, shoulder distance apart. But if you need that little bit more wider space tonight, please do that. So always take a little time to set yourself up, making sure that everything feels good because we are going to be here for a bit. Let's get right into our cat and cow first. So we're going to take a breath in. Belly button starts to hug in gently towards the spine. So you feel that flat back behind you. And then on your exhale, we're going to round the spine, tuck the tailbone in, let the head relax, tuck the chin in, push your mat away from you. Inhale, untuck the tailbone, dropping the belly slowly, open the heart forward. Feel that in the low back into your glutes. Exhale right back into your cat pose as you round, space out the shoulder blades here. Inhale, open lift the chest back into your cow pose and keep this movement going for a few breaths, your pace, aligning your movement with your breath. So taking your time, hold for an extra breath or two in cat or cow. Extra movement anywhere that just needs that right now. Good. Breathe in. Breath out. Let's do two more rounds. And then when you're done, come back to that neutral position into your back into that flat back behind you. Let's take a little threading the needle position here. We're going to press into that left hand, take your right arm out, stretch it out, maybe lift it up a little higher, open right into the chest there. Exhale, thread it under your left shoulder, bring your right ear down towards the mat, towards a block cushion maybe. Keep that left hand where it is, kickstand in the arm, or you can extend it forward. Relax that right arm all the way down to the fingertips. Use any cushioning under that right side of the head, the ear, to give you that lift from the ground up to you. Good. Two more breaths here. And at the bottom of your last exhale, start to plant that left hand down, lift up a bit, slide that right arm out, bring the right hand back onto the mat, back into your tabletop. Very good. Let's try the other side. So we're gonna take that left arm, extend it out, lift it up a little higher. Exhale, thread it under your right shoulder, allowing the excuse me, the ear to land onto the mat, onto a block cushions that might be stacked, and then taking that left arm, extending it out or keeping it exactly where it is. Feel the hips here. That gentle swoop into your low back and that heaviness into that left shoulder as you hug it in a little further. Relax that left arm down to the wrist, fingers, soften. Feel that gentle twist you've just created into the midsection of the body. And take two, maybe three more of your breaths here. And through the nose, soft breath in. And then let that breath go. Let's start to press into that right hand. Slide that left arm all the way back up. Both hands back towards the mat. And let's take a couple more cat cows here just to release from that twist from threading the needle there. Inhale to untuck the tailbone, drop the belly. Exhale to round the spine. Let the head relax. Breathe in. Full breath out. Ah, bring it right back to center, back into a tabletop. Press into hands, lift up and out of the wrist. So make sure that you're planting the hands down. And then take that right leg out, right onto the toes. Lift it up a little bit of a hover off the ground there. And take a little pointing, flexing of the foot here. Good. And then start to bring that leg back down. Other side, extend that leg out. Toes might come down first and then lift it up to a hover and then flex, point the foot. Little stretch into the ankle there. Great job, everybody. Let's bring it all the way back to center. Bring the big toes to touch. Take into child's pose. Knees open wide there. Sit the hips down. Draw them back. Grab for a block under your glutes. The bolster works really well too to place right under. So you just straddle it a bit and then bring your hands right down over onto the mat, over the blocks. Maybe you place blocks under your arms too, or the bolster under the arms. And then relax the head down wherever it might be. You could place as many props to give you that little bit of lift, especially if it's not accessible for you to come all the way down today. Maybe it's just today that you feel a little tighter into the back body. Bring those cushionings, the bolsters, blocks underneath your body to give you that little support tonight. And then let go. Feel the space into your back body. The arms might extend forward, giving your the lengthening into the sides as well. If your shoulders are feeling a little tight, big bend to the elbows. A place for your forehead, stacked hands or fist. And stay here for 4, maybe 5 of your breaths here. So allow your body to find that comfort, use support. Find that place where you can hold for a little longer right now. Now let's find one more breath here. Bottom of your exhale, let's plant those hands right back down towards mat. Lift yourself all the way back up, nice and slow. Right back into your tabletop. One more cat and cow before we come on to our back body. So start to take that belly down, inhale, open the heart forward, exhale, round the spine. A few more times like that. Breathe. Good. One more breath here. And then start to finish off. And whenever you are ready, let's make our way onto our back. So right before you come onto your back, let's grab for our bolster. If you have one, roll up a blanket if you like, grab some cushions, but we're going to line up the bolster right parallel to the mat there. So from the short end, you just bring it all the way down. And we're going to come into this pose, this restorative pose called supported fish. So we're going to sit right at the end of the bolster here. So the bolster is going to hit kind of the tailbone, the low back here a bit, and we're just going to bring that bolster right there. And then we're going to start to line up our spine. We're going to come all the way down, line up the spine to the bolster or your cushions here or your rolled up blankets. We're going to make sure that we have a little bit of cushioning for the head. Arms, relax them closer towards you. Teeth them out if you like, as I have right now, because this is one of my favorite positions to get into right before I go to bed. Shoulders are going to relax because there's no support there. So you have the support right under your spine, under your head here. The shoulders open back. They relax right down. They get super heavy. Arms, let them go. You feel that nice opening into the chest. This is great for anybody that feels like they've been reading all day, in the office all day over your laptop. The legs, you'll feel that opening into the legs there. And I've taken mine more like a butterfly pose, which I've had my shins right in front of each other, but you can also place the feet together. You can also extend the legs out. You can bend up at the knees, whatever feels good for you. Use your blocks around here too. Place them under your legs to bring that little comfort. Take a moment to set yourself up and make sure everything feels good here. And once you find that place on your mat, your supportive fish pose, you're going to let go. Close your eyes for a bit here. Soften your gaze to the ceiling. Focus on your breath in, breath out. Hold the space. Notice how you're feeling. Notice if there's still any gripping. And just allowing yourself to find this little bit of stillness, quietness in the body and the mind right now. We're going to find about 5, maybe 6 of your breaths here. Okay, 2 more of your breaths here. Hmm. Start to bring a little wiggle into your fingers, into your toes, a little stretch into your legs, maybe. And then slowly start to roll off your cushions, your blanket, your bolster onto either side of your mat. And then just take the bolster out of the way or your props out of the way, move them aside, and come into a fetal position. Draw those knees in, tuck that arm under your head, maybe the side of the head. Find a little rounding, hug those knees in a little closer. Take a few breaths here in this fetal position. And then start to make your way onto your back. So bring that spine back to the center line of your mat. Move slow. There's no rush at all. Start to draw one knee in once you land there, and then the other. Grab hold of both knees in towards you. Give yourself a little hug here. You might even stay here for a bit. You might find some movement right away along the low back, up and down along the spine, especially where the props were along your spine. Take a little movement there. Give your feet a little wiggle, toes a little wiggle. Give your feet a little stretch. Movement to ankles, maybe. You might pick up the head to meet the knees for a second. You might even start to open up the hips, grab for the outsides of your feet, ankles, back to the legs, right into a happy baby pose. Drop those thighs closer to your low belly. And take those legs right back in towards you. Grab for that right knee in towards you. Take your left leg out onto the mat. Extend it out, flex the foot towards you, ground the heel down. Relax your shoulders as you draw the knee in a little closer, heavy into the back of your neck. Breathe. Let's take this knee, this position here, this pose here, into a little bit of twist. We're gonna take that right knee, guide it over to left for a little twist here. Good. Now that right knee does not have to touch the ground at all. You can even place a couple of blocks, stack them up to find that little support. You might start to take that right arm, extend it out to the side. Maybe a little gaze over that right shoulder. I'm gonna take another breath here. Slow breath out and then start to unwind the body. Come all the way back to center, hips back onto the mat, neutral into the body. And then let's draw that left knee in this time. Grab hold of it from the front or the back side of the leg. Extend that right leg out. Flex the foot, ground that heel down, feel the entire foot towards the ground. Breathe. And find another 2 breaths here. Well, let's take this position into a twist now. So taking that left knee now, a little hug of that right hip under as you take that left leg over. Open up into the left side. Maybe arm extends out. Breathe. Nothing has to touch the ground. Grab for any props to cushion up any of the position, any of the arm or the leg there that needs that little bit of um, lift from the ground to you. I'm going to take another breath here. Slow breath out. Let's start to unwind the body. Come all the way back to center. Bring those hips back to neutral. Draw the knees, both knees back in one last time, right in towards the chest. Give it a little circling into the hips, maybe placing the knees, hands right on top of the knees there, and circle them out a little bit. one way, then the other. Give your ankles a little cross if that feels good. One more hug in. Take a big breath. And on your exhale, come right into your final pose for this evening's practice, into your Shavasana. So you might keep the knees bent here. You might extend them out, arms alongside you. Take it right back into your butterfly pose here. Recline, bring the soles of your feet to touch, knees open wide to the sides of your mat. Pick up any of the props that are around you, place them anywhere that you need just that little bit of comfort right now in this, the most important pose in yoga, Shavasana. This is where we find stillness. We find that little bit of peace in our body, that quietness in our mind. And it is the most difficult, most challenging pose to keep still because of our how we live in this world right now. It's a very busy world, and our minds might be busy right now. To allow that little bit of letting go or letting things be, setting things aside takes a little more effort than we think. So try your very best to set things aside, things that don't serve you at the moment. They are important, but they don't serve you right now. So set them aside, let them be, come right back into your practice, finish it off. Allow yourself this time here. Embrace this moment. Just focus on your breath. Feel that warm breath in, that cool breath out, allowing your back body to get just a little heavier, sink a little deeper, allow the upper body to soften. Feel your toes, one toe after another, soften bit by bit. With every breath out, allowing yourself to drift deeper and deeper into your Shavasana. I invite you and encourage you to please stay exactly where you are. Take this time, your very much deserved time, to just rest. Free the mind of things that you don't need right now and allow the body to relax and take it all in. Let it digest. Have yourself a very wonderful evening, rest of the evening. We'll see you soon. Namaste.